6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back to All Things Football Podcast. Today we're here with Ben from Woking. Hello Ben, could you tell us a little bit about you, please?
Yeah, sure boys. So my name's Ben Gerring, as said, and I'm a centre half at Woking Football Club. I wear the number 5 shirt. Best known as probably a no-nonsense, just to head it and kick it. So yeah.
So Ben, you've played for a number of teams throughout your time as a footballer. What team has been like the most welcoming, like for you when you've got there and like joined?
Most welcoming. Most welcome. I would say Woking. It's always difficult joining new teams, especially when they don't really know much about you. Because judge you on your first performance, or maybe certainly the first 5 games, the fans will kind of make their mind up on you. I would. That was kind of in no man's land. I would say left Villa in.
Oh, what's happening here then?
Look at difficult time in sort of October.
Oh no. Something happened there.
Yeah. Sure about. I'm gonna. Me and my friend, we were quite late out. I remember being quite late out in the draw, and I seen there was still some big boys left. There was even bigger than Watford. I think the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal were still in it. So and Chelsea as well. So I think once we kind of got the draw, it was exciting. It was exciting to kind of put yourselves again. You're straight away looking at their squad list. And kind of obviously the first name that you're going to know is Troy Deeney. But then you start reeling off some of the boys they got there, and you're kind of letting it sink in that you're going to be on the same field as these lads. So yeah, it's a good build-up. The build-up was tense. And I think just on game day, you kind of just have to forget the badge. It's 11v11. Your best shot, and I think from 1 to 18, nobody had any regrets. So we gave it a good go. It was a respectable scoreline. So yeah, it was an all-round brilliant experience from start to finish, and that's the magic of the cup. So good job.
What happened at the beginning of the game before? Well, not beginning, but with you and Deeney.
So I got a phone call, it was a couple of days before, wasn't it? So I got a phone call from a radio station, it might have been TalkSport, and basically that Troy was in the studio, and they thought it'd be a good idea to kind of put him on the phone to myself, and just kind of maybe add a little bit of spice to the game. So I got asked a few questions about how I'm going to approach it. and the same for Troy. And then I chucked in a couple of comments tonight, just to try and fire it up a little bit. But yeah, he took it well, laughed it off. But come game day, it was all serious. And like I say, he come on within sort of 10 minutes and he'd had the ball in the net. So yeah, disappointing from my point of view, but that's the kind of quality and calibre you're up against. And that's the way it's done, isn't it? You know, you talk the talk, and on the day, you know, he come out, you know, and stuck it away. So
They were just doing amazing. What do you think happened?
I think everybody, even ourselves, we shocked everybody. Nobody expected little old Woking to be promoted and be top of the league within the first 10 games. Momentum was with us. We kind of, like I said, we had a good pre-season under our belts. We gelled a lot of incomings, but we gelled really good. And like I say, our pre-season was an age of a good start. And I think it was like 9 wins in the first. It's a bit of a freak start. I think
Oh, the connection's going.
Everybody's watching you then. The dressing room's small.
We're having trouble connecting.
Yeah, there was 8 draws in there as well. So it just goes to show how tight the league is. And I think we just were a little bit short on turning the draws into wins, because we were competitive in each game and we were coming up against some good sides. But we just didn't quite have that know-how at times, which full-time teams did. Sort of January onwards, we found that they had that extra idea to break teams down. We didn't have that. So again, it's great when you're winning, but when you can't seem to find that win, we seem to struggle. But I think even off the back of that, we were still in the playoffs because of our start. So again, that gave us confidence. And when we did turn it around, I think we went on another 6-game unbeaten run. And then it was a little bit topsy-turvy and a little bit turbulent in our form. We lost it a little bit. We'd kind of win, lose, draw, win, and it was a bit all over the place. So I think 10th, considering where we were all season, we've been in the top sort of 7, come away a little bit, but we were always in with a shout of playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think, lots to learn if we were to, get going next season. We'd need to learn from where we went wrong last season, but I'd say the positives definitely outweigh the negatives.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think next season is going to bring for Woking and you as a player?
Me as a player, so it's a little bit difficult at the moment considering what's going on. But I know a lot of the boys want to stay. A few boys have had excellent seasons, so the club might need to work hard to keep them. But if we can keep majority of the squad together and add to it, I think there's talk of maybe going full time. That'll all give us the extra percents that we need to maybe kick on a little bit. But we've got the face of a good side. And I think, like I said, if we can keep everybody together, we haven't got anybody in there, even at the start of the season when everybody was writing us off, we'll be relegated by Christmas. We knew we were going to do better than that. So I think next season will be the same. We want to look for playoffs minimum.
So you think League 2 could be a possibility next season? Or 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you've got to have these targets. The club's got ambitions to get to League 2. Like I said, it's never been there before. And this season doesn't really matter if your club's sort of anywhere near the biggest in the division. You've seen with Braintree a couple of years ago when they reached the playoffs. Being part-time, it's achievable. Sorry, my little boy's baking cakes. That's got a 2-minute shout. But like you say, if you've got a togetherness about you, and I looked at the table yesterday actually, when it was actually announced that it was over, we were outside of playoffs on goal difference with 8 or 9 games to go. So, I think with lessons learned this season, we can push on next year for sure.
Yeah.
Jack, do you wanna?
Jake?
Jack? You back, Jake?
No, one's Jack. I'm Jake, he's Jack. If you could...
Played before.
Oh, okay, go on.
My favourite tier, it's definitely Torquay was able to do. I think at Woking I've been able to kind of make the position my own and just step up to the division. So I'd say Woking's been my most enjoyable because of what we've achieved as well collectively. Being in front of some big crowds. We broke some records at Woking as well with attendances. Obviously the playoffs were a good crack. And ultimately promotion. So I'd say Woking.
Okay. Yeah.
If you had the chance to go back, to the beginning of your career, what would you change about how you've done things and how you've got to where you are now?
What would I change? I'd change a lot. Anybody who knows me, I didn't really start taking football seriously until 24. Which obviously, this day and age, lads are getting into first teams at 16. So, obviously, right up till 20 years old, I was involved in, championship environments. And I'd kind of come through Plymouth Argyle and I didn't know anything else. And then once I kind of got released, from 20 to 24, I wasted 4 years. 100% wasted 4 years. I didn't live the life of a footballer at all. I put on weight. Like I say, it's just a wasted 4 years where I could have done so much more. So if I was to kind of put my head now on a younger me shoulders, then it would be forget nights out, live the life which is the diet game and just live the life. So that'd be my main thing that I'd change, because not to say that I would have gone on and been a Premier League centre half, but I do believe if I'd invested in my body a little bit more, I could have maybe achieved a little bit more.
So you think you would have been a better player overall if you started properly when you were
younger?
Million percent. Last season, not the season just gone, the season we got promoted, I was playing at 106, 107 kilograms all season, which is heavy. It's I'm a big lad anyway, but it was far too heavy. So I've got a couple of good friends in football that are PTs, so invested in my body a little bit, and I got right down to under 100 kilograms. Just to put that into perspective, it's probably about a stone. So I played a stone lighter. And in the first month of the National League, I got Player of the Month. So just those changes, the hard work that I'd done, the living right, the eating right, the training hard, all that took 6 weeks with the first month, because not only myself, but the rest of the boys that had worked hard, showing on the pitch. So they're only short-term examples. If I was to sustain that over 4 years, even being a sort of big-headed kick it centre half, there's plenty of those that are making millions and millions of pounds. So it's definitely what I would have changed looking back. Over my career.
George?
Well, I believe that, but from about under 12s, 13s, I was number 9. Not a very good one.
Oh, have we lost you?
You there, Jay?
Yep, we're here.
Where have I gone?
It's just a little bit slow and laggy at the minute.
Can you see me now?
No.
Yeah, it's got a white paper it says.
Says that connection's gone for all of us.
Hold on, I'm coming back.
Yes.
We can hear you now. Oh, George is gone.
Am I back?
We can hear you.
How about that?
That's better.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, we can see you now.
Lovely.
Jack, do you wanna?
You sure you were going to ask something?
Who did you look up to, like, growing up? Like, what players, like?
Growing up, so when I signed my first contract at Plymouth and become a first-year pro, we signed a player called Chris Barker.
Yeah.
Chris was a good friend of mine. We actually lived together, and he took me under his wing a little bit. And like I say, he's one of the ones alongside my dad who kind of drilled that into me, like I said to you earlier. I lived the life, and he certainly did. He was an old school left back, centre half, and he basically tried everything he could really to kind of get me to knuckle down and work hard really. So Chris had a big influence on sort of where I was going, and someone I looked up to, just because of him as a man. He was a great person, great leader, and like I say, he was always a team player. He wasn't afraid to kind of get into a couple if he felt it was needed.
Yeah.
I've always looked to do that, instead of kind of being quiet. If you can see something wrong, I'd always be the one to, pipe up if needs be, and maybe get into a couple. And like I say, I don't mind taking it back. So, fun memories of Chris Barker. Player-wise, maybe that you'd watch on the telly. I've always liked Gary Cahill, and I've always liked John Terry. I like their partnership when they was at Chelsea, and I like them because, like I say, they're born leaders. They do the simple things really, really well. Exceptional. The Lions, basically. You look at them, and you'd have them in the trenches. You'd have them in your team. because you know full well that they're going to do their best for you every single game. So I would go those three in particular. Had a big influence on my sort of football presence, if you like.
Yeah.
If you'd say a Premier League team, what team would you say you support?
Well, I can actually say my team now because you said a key word, which was Premiership team, and I support Aston Villa.
Got a beautiful ground Villa have. Oh. Have we gone again? Oh.
So now we're back in the Prem.
Oh my goodness. What is going on? I missed half of that. It was really slow and wasn't working very well. But Aston Villa are quite a good team. They've got decent ground and decent team to support.
Yeah, we've got a couple of good lads in there.
Yeah.
I've been to watch them twice actually in the last 3 trips to Wembley. So I went and watched when we lost to Fulham, and then I went and watched the year after when we got promoted against Derby. So
it's alright then. Jack, do you wanna?
Who do you think at the moment is the overall best player in the world?
who do I think is the overall best player in the world?
Currently, yeah.
Currently, I was watching Sky Sports debate this morning.
Oh.
Oh, he's gone.
Jake, what's happened to your internet?
Oh, my internet's so bad.
There was a lot. They've done like a top 10, so I've got a lot of players that are maybe in my head at the moment. But the one that I've kind of watched, and he was in the top 3 of Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, actually just hosted, was Virgil van Dijk. To see where he's came from, being at Celtic, working his way into the Premier League, and then going from Southampton to Liverpool and the effect he's had on their team. I would say Virgil van Dijk, just because of how much I've seen him play, with obviously the Premier League games on telly, Champions League final. He's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah.
The other lads that obviously would get a mention is Mbappe's, Eden Hazard's, but like I said, they're not really on our tellies. He looks like the real deal, so I'll go with Virgil. Be a centre half as well.
Has Woking set you any training things to do whilst in isolation?
Yes, so it will come through the group WhatsApp group. We have aerobic stuff to do. It started off as we had anything that was set. It was kind of a group thing, so you'd go off and do. It might be like a 5-kilometre run, and then the assistant manager would put it into a bit of a league. So we'd have a winner and a loser. So we started off. That was at the early stages, and then we kind of got some to be sort of done in your own time. So maybe as long as you train sort of 3 times a week minimum, to keep yourself ticking over, just in case the league was kind of put back on. However, now it's a little bit, more ideas rather than compulsory. So we still got programs, but they're not fundamental, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to come back to now. So I'm sure we'll get some maybe pre-season plans. But at the moment, I think there's not a lot that can be done as players and as a club. We've just got to maybe see this out. And then, I'd go for a few runs. Every few borders.
Do you give like a child, like let's say us, as advice?
If you're pursuing football,
Yeah.
and just live it. Breathe it, sleep it. I always remember I read a little bit of a quote on Daniel Sturridge, and this was about 4 or 5 years ago. And he basically just said it was easy for him to make the sacrifices of not going out on a Friday night if he's got a game the next morning, because of everything he can do now. So it's making sacrifices, and I know even when I was your age, you still get together in your groups. Everybody's going out on a Friday. It could be anything, but I think if you're going to pursue a football career, you have to be prepared to make sacrifices, and as hard as it may be, that you're making sacrifices far as no career, let alone. But if you're going to give yourself the best chance, nutrition has to be pretty good, and sacrifice. So whatever it is you want to do, if you want to go all the way to the top, put in the extra hours. So I think that the easiest kind of demonstration I can give is this: if you're looking at players in your school teams or your normal teams, if they're training 5 hours a week, you need to be training 15 hours a week. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So whatever they're doing,
I top it.
yeah. So it's like boxers. If they're going to box for 12 rounds, they train for 30 rounds. So whatever they're doing, make sure you're doing more. And if you get the chance, watch Robin van Persie. He does a great little video. Have you seen that?
He's done a couple.
It's only just come to light. It's on social media. His little boy plays for Feyenoord under 14s. He's on the bench and he comes home and he's moaning about the coaches, moaning about other players. But have a watch on Van Persie's take on it. And it's basically, the message is, if you're going to be a winner, worry about yourself. Train harder. You're going to have setbacks along the way, but just don't quit. Work hard, and if it's meant to be, it will be.
Are you quite like a self-centered player? Like, you don't worry about what other players are doing on the pitch, just worry about your game and how you're going to change as a player, or do you help others?
I think you have to help others. It's a team game, so there's going to be times where something ain't quite working for your teammate. He might be going through a 5-minute period. He's missing a target, and it could flip on you the next minute. Like you see, last season I was having a top 80 minutes, the whole complex changed. And it's where you need your teammates and your teammates need you. So I think you have to start the game worrying about yourself and your performance, making sure you're putting the performance in for your teammates, but you almost have to have it in you almost have it your teammate. From my position, I'm always looking at my right back to see if I can help him out. My other centre half, making sure the distances are right, because like I say, all it takes is one mistake, and that person could be in on goal. But if you've kind of read that situation, and you can kind of do your job whilst helping somebody else out, that will be respected amongst your teammates. So fundamentally, look after your own performance and make sure you do everything right. But if you're having a good game and that is all going to plan, then definitely start looking after others.
George, do you want to say anything, or Jack?
What would you say your favourite football stadium is out of everyone that you've been to?
Play that.
Played at and been to. Like, it's all watch or play.
So, Wembley, look at Wembley. So, I've got a few more years playing at Wembley. Majewski played at Reading, played at Bristol City, Birmingham, but they've always had, they've always been FA Youth Cup games. So they're obviously good to have good experiences. If I'm going to say atmosphere-wise, who would that be? Yeah, that was a good one. We had 10,000 people there.
Yeah.
And they were close to winning the league, so that was a very good atmosphere. Yeah, probably Lincoln shades it.
Big fans when you were paid. Good game, good fans.
Oh, what's going on, man?
With a couple other lads. We had gigs up there. And then obviously Keswin went bust. So Cambridge isn't too far. So they called me out the blue. And I just thought, why not? I'll give it a go. So I went and got a place in Cambridge. It was very short-lived. I weren't there for very long. I got a bit homesick. I didn't really like Cambridge. Everyone was on bikes.
Yeah.
A bit weird up there. So, yeah, I come home. But yeah, I had a few games for Cambridge.
Alright, anything else, Jack?
Who is the hardest player that you've had to defend against?
Who do I hate seeing? I don't like being dishonest because if they see this, then they're going to know.
You don't have to answer. Oh, this is the
I'm
connection.
telling you, this season, I've got to be right at Sutton United.
Yeah.
Go to they gave us a hard time. So and a clever footballer. So those two together, I would say, are most difficult. And then the other one, who, when we played them away on TV, I thought made me look a little bit silly. And that was, what's his name? Jimmy Toure at Hartlepool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The fastest man on the planet. So that wasn't ideal. So yeah, those three in particular that I would stand out. Okay, yeah, they were tough opponents.
I think with Astle there is. Oh, go on, George.
Yeah. No, just count.
George, have you got something? If you want to say something, go on.
More content. Are you enjoying your time at Woking? Would you say like this is your prime right now, or could you get better? Or
I'm in my prime, definitely. Last 2 seasons, like I say, what we've achieved as a club, what I've achieved individually. Like I say, I've got medals, so to go with it, I've got a few back-to-back Team of the Years, a Player of the Month, a promotion. So I would say this is definitely my prime. I feel much better. I feel a lot more experienced, and I feel like I'm the next 2-3 years are going to be my best years, definitely. So I'm looking forward to next season already, and I'm going, like I say, I've got plans to play at an even lighter weight this year, or next year. So I'm actually going to drop a little bit more weight and see how that goes. Obviously, I like to carry a bit of weight because I like to put myself about a little bit.
yeah,
And obviously, if I'm too lightweight, then I won't carry the same punch. But yeah, there's some big lumps in this league, isn't there? So yeah, I'm going to try a little bit lighter weight, and I'm going to roll with it. But very much looking forward to it, and I still think I can improve. I still think I can learn, even at 29. So yeah, I'm going to crack on at pre-season. I ask loads of questions, and like I say, I like the truth to be told to me. If I'm struggling in any department, then I want to be told, and I'll do something about it.
would you say you're prime now because of Woking, or just because of yourself? Like,
I would say 60-40. So 60% was myself putting in the work. When I got released from Torquay, I went to Truro. I got the armband, and that kind of, gave me a little bit of responsibility, and it worked well for me. So we got into the playoffs, and that was the inspiration I needed, and that kind of drive to push on a little bit. And like I say, I kind of made that my own, and I said that's what I want to do for the next 7 years that I've got left, if you like. I want to be challenging for promotion, whether that's playoffs or titles. And thankfully, for the last 3 years, that's what I've done. I've been involved in playoff contentions for the last 3 years. I've had cup runs, and like I say, got a bit of silverware now. So that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be part of successful teams, and Woking, has matched that ambition and excelled it. So I'm just working for them as well. They've got the best out of me. They've got the best.
Oh, the connection.
I've got a huge part to play in that. So it's a combination. It's home.
Or do you think Woking's your level?
I like to be honest. I'm not a dreamer. I'm not a kidder. Very tough division, and by no means have I cracked it. I feel like the Conference South, I outgrew it. I felt like I could step up. And I feel like I've done that this season. I feel like I've had a good, solid year in the do I think I could play League 2? Yes. I'd back myself in League 2. There'll be a lot of people that say that we couldn't do this because of whatever reason, but they've done that last season. They told me I've got to be in the National League because I'm not quick enough. But like I say, I enjoy proving people wrong. And football's just a matter of opinions. If I got to League 2 with Woking, I don't think the club or the manager would have any problems in playing me in League 2. I certainly wouldn't be a weak link. So yeah, if I could reach League Two by the end of my career, that would be the final box ticked, I suppose, alongside my Wembley.
Oh, this connection is not very good.
Yeah.
Have you two, George, Jack, are you done or?
We've all got 5G, Jake.
Oh, my connection's so bad. Don't understand what's going on.
You good now, Jake?
I think. Can you hear me?
I can
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Anything else, Jake?
No, I'm all done. Are you done?
You done? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ben, for your time.
Pleasure.
We wish you luck, like getting into League Two and obviously playing at Wembley at some point.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and joining us today, and good luck with the rest of your career.
Your career.
Thank you, boys. Now, good luck with the podcast.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah. Thank you.
but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.